First off, let's get into college football's preview. Alabama versus Mississippi State.
Yeah, now this is gonna be
What
a
are your
pretty.
predictions?
Mississippi State just beat Texas A&M last week, stunned them, number 4 team in the nation.
Gotta remember, Trevor Knight left that game with an injury, though.
But defense, anyways, like Fitzgerald just had a game on offense. Like he went off. Even if they had Trevor Knight, I would expect Texas A&M to probably still lose that game.
I don't know.
Anyways, I don't think
Nick Fitzgerald has been playing way better.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna play good against Alabama's defense.
Nah, they have the best defense in the league.
Yeah. All right, so I predict Alabama.
Alabama for game one. All right.
Alabama.
Move on to the number 2 Clemson versus Pittsburgh.
Well, don't know much about Pittsburgh. I know that Clemson just had a pretty good game last week. I think they're gonna roll over Pittsburgh. It might be a close game, but they're gonna win.
Yeah, Pittsburgh are actually 5-4, fighting for a bowl game, but I don't see them topping Clemson. Move on to number 3 Michigan versus Iowa. Iowa, the playoff contender last year, haven't really done much this year.
Yeah, this is a team, Iowa, where a lot of people are sleeping on them. I know they're not in any playoff contention this year, but they're still a good team. They, Beathard, their starting quarterback, he's gonna be one of the. He's not gonna be a top round quarterback in the draft, but he's gonna be up there. He's a pretty good quarterback. I think Michigan's gonna win, but it's gonna be pretty. It may be close. This might be an upset, but I think Michigan's gonna win.
I think Michigan runs away with it. All right, on to number 4 Washington. They take on number 20 USC. This could be a good matchup.
Yeah, honestly, I think USC is probably overrated, and unless Washington's not what everyone thinks they are, Washington's probably gonna win. They should be rated number 4 because they need to be.
Yeah, Pac-12 just sitting very strong this year, and I think Washington runs away with it.
Well, I think Washington runs away
go.
with it. Wait. I think Washington's gonna run away with it, but I disagree with what you said. Pac-12's sitting pretty good. The only good team in the Pac-12 is Washington.
I said they're pretty weak this year.
Oh.
I said they're pretty weak this year, actually.
My mistake.
All right. This might be an enticing matchup for you. Number 5 Ohio State versus a team you like quite a bit, Maryland.
Yeah, good joke there, Gavin. I don't like them. I used to live there, but yeah, Maryland's got some pretty good players, but Ohio State's just a way better football team. There's no doubt that Ohio State's gonna roll all over.
You agree? Number 6 Louisville versus Wake Forest.
Yeah, Wake Forest. Yeah, they're gonna trash Louisville, no doubt about it. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Louisville, they've played really good at times this year. Of course, Lamar Jackson probably going to get Heisman, even though I think Jabril Peppers should. But, anywho, they played good against really good teams, like could have easily beat Clemson. But they played absolutely terrible against Virginia and could have easily lost that.
Yeah, they actually probably should have lost that game. I think Virginia played a lot better than Louisville. Louisville probably just thinks that any game is a given win, and if it's a blowout, if it should be a blowout. But I'm gonna pick Louisville to win. But if they're gonna, yeah.
I'm still gonna take Louisville to win. On to number 7 Wisconsin versus Illinois.
I'm gonna say Wisconsin because they got a pretty good defense and offense. Illinois, haven't really heard anything about them, so I don't really know how good they are. So I'm gonna pick Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin, they're I don't know if they're number 7 good. They're a good team though, but yeah, I don't think Illinois has a chance to get them. They're 3-6, and yeah. All right, number 8, Texas A&M versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss starting Shea Patterson for the first time
I'm gonna pick,
after Chet Kelly goes out with the ACL tear.
I'm gonna pick Ole Miss on this because I think Texas A&M lost a lot of leadership with Trevor Knight being injured. Honestly, I don't even know who their quarterback is going to be starting for Texas A&M. So I pick Ole Miss on this. Shea Patterson was the number 1 dual threat quarterback in recruiting last year. I think he's going to show out in his final 3 games. So I pick Ole Miss.
Yeah, I take Ole Miss also. Both losing their quarterbacks last week, which is terrible thing, but I don't agree with the decision to pull Shea Patterson's red shirt, but he's going in there. I think he gets the win.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 9, Auburn versus Georgia. This will be the last game we'll be previewing this week. Last ranked game we'll be previewing this week for college football contenders.
I am a Georgia fan. This might seem biased, but I feel like Auburn is probably sleeping on Georgia because they're projected to win by so much. And I mean, it might be a blowout. Every game I think Georgia can upset, they end up losing by a lot. But I don't know. They might be able to pull it out. They did pretty good against Kentucky last week. So I mean, it could go. Auburn. They may not have their starting running back. I think he hurt his hamstring last week. So they might not have him. Even if they don't have him, it's still up for grabs. If Georgia comes to play, they can win. It just starts with their O-line and D-line and special teams.
So your prediction?
My prediction, I'm gonna say Auburn.
Yeah, I agree with you, Auburn. Georgia, Eason's good 1 week last week. He wasn't. Some weeks he's not. Against Auburn's defense, I don't see him playing very well. I think Auburn gets the win.
Yeah.
Another matchup I did want to look at was number 24 LSU versus 25 Arkansas.
Yeah.
This is a very good matchup. 2 good teams. Who you got?
Yeah, 2 very good teams in the West. They might be a little bit underranked, but 2 good teams. Arkansas played really well against Florida last week. Upset them. Maybe Florida's not a good team, but I think Arkansas is a good team, and they're probably going to pull off the upset. They're going to keep rolling.
I'd have to differ with you on this. Hasn't had as good of a year as he obviously would have liked this year, and I think LSU gets it this week.
All right.
Moving on, should we go to SEC standings? Or yeah, SEC.
We can do that.
SEC standings. All right. So right now, Florida's first. Kentucky, Tennessee tied for second. Georgia would be 4th, I believe. And there's a possibility that there's a 6-way tie between those 4, Vandy and South Carolina. So, who do you think comes out of the SEC East?
Keep our eyes out on that 6-way tie. That would be something to see. But
and calculations, South Carolina would get into the SEC East.
Yeah,
if that were to happen,
that would be pretty nice. South Carolina's playing really good football. Their quarterback they just started is actually undefeated. I don't think he's thrown an interception yet. But who do I think is going to win the East? I think it's probably going to end up being Florida, even though they didn't play well against Arkansas. I think they're going to win the rest of their games and end up being the East champions.
Yeah, it'd be hard for them not to. All they have to do is either beat South Carolina or LSU, and they're in. But I could see Kentucky or Tennessee sliding in because if Florida somehow loses those two games, whoever wins between Kentucky and Tennessee, if they win that game, they will be in.
Yeah, I
But
agree with you.
well, if Florida were to lose the two games, who do you think would win this next week's matchup, Kentucky or Tennessee?
Well, I'd have to say Tennessee because Tennessee, I think they're back from what they did. They started out playing really good, and they just after the Georgia game, they kind of went on a decline. They went downhill, and their game against I think it was Tennessee Tech. After that game, I feel like they're back. I feel like they're gonna roll over Kentucky. But then Kentucky has played really good defense. So Kentucky's got a really good defense and a pretty good offense. This game could be close, but I'm just gonna say Tennessee wins, but it actually might be a close game.
Of course, I'm a Kentucky fan. Might have a little bias, but I believe Kentucky takes the. I don't know. It's at Tennessee, but I'm gonna go with Kentucky. Last week probably should have beat Georgia. Had a fumble when we were moving the ball good. Had a touchdown dropped and it was intercepted. There's just a lot that went wrong that game that could have won. We've been playing way better after the 0-2 start. Tennessee hasn't looked the same way. They lost two good defenders. Their running back transferring. They're tore up with injuries. I don't know how Tennessee would, and it's at Tennessee, but I think dice are going Kentucky's way.
All right.
SEC West. Pretty much down between Auburn, Alabama. Texas A&M's pretty much out now.
Yeah, Texas A&M's rolled out. No, they're gonna most likely lose this week. Well, yeah, between Auburn and Alabama. So I think it's gonna be Alabama because I don't see Alabama losing to an Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn's been playing good, but Alabama, in my opinion, best team in the nation, easily.
Easily, okay. So that would mean it comes down to Alabama and Florida in the East compared with our projections. Now that game,
I think Alabama runs away with that game.
Yeah.
Florida,
I
I don't.
Any team in the West could probably beat any team in the East. I mean, any West champion would beat any East champion right now.
Besides Mississippi State.
Beside Mississippi State, even though they had a good game last week, other than that, no. Yeah.
Yeah, the West is way better than the East. The East is having a down year, but yeah, Florida started off really good, but especially if Del Rio's not back, I just don't think Florida would have a chance to pull out a win.
And Alabama's
big
just great defense. It just wouldn't happen.
Big picture time. Predictions for college football playoffs. Let's go by seed. Who's your 1 seed?
So my 1 seed, if Alabama wins out, it's gonna be Alabama #1. As of right now, Alabama,
Alabama's my #1 also. I'd agree. Don't see them losing a game. Think they'll be 13-0 SEC champs going into it. They're gonna be the 1 seed, in my opinion. #2 seed.
#2 seed, I'm gonna say Washington. I feel like
Washington.
Michigan's gonna get upset by Ohio State. I see it happening. Everyone into playoffs undefeated, but I think Ohio State's gonna beat Michigan. So that would bump up Washington to #2 in my books.
Well, Clemson's ranked #2 right now.
Oh, my mistake. I would say Washington #3. Clemson #2. I slipped up.
My number two, in my opinion, Clemson doesn't play anybody the rest of the week or year out. So in my opinion, they're winning out. But the only team they've played that's been pretty good this year is Louisville. I say Michigan Ohio State game comes down to it. I think Michigan edges out the victory in a very close game. I think this is a very good Michigan team. So I think since they played a playoff contending team in Ohio State and winning, I think they hop Clemson, get the 2 seed. 3 seed, then goes to Clemson, 4 seed Washington to me.
Alright. Well, I feel like the rest of the regular season then. Okay, so if that were to happen, Ohio State to beat Michigan, Ohio State jump over Clemson, Clemson would then be number 3 and undefeated number 3.
The Ohio State's lost a game, haven't they?
Oh, yeah, it's true. They did lose to a pretty good Penn State team. So, but it is Penn State, so I don't think they could jump. So that would be an Alabama 1, a Clemson 2, Ohio State 3, and Washington 4. And Ohio State obviously over Washington because Washington really hasn't played anyone.
Yeah, and people that think Louisville could get in, I think they could. Don't think they'd put 2 ACC teams in. Don't see Clemson losing a game out. So, and anyway, I think Louisville might have a chance to lose against Houston if Ward, because Greg Ward Jr. is so good. But
that's true. Washington wins out.
It's number 6. Yeah. Number 6, Ohio State. I think they lose to Michigan. That's why I think they're out. Then after that, 7, 8, 9, Texas A&M. I don't think they have the quarterback to win games out, and even if they did, I don't think they'd get it. Auburn, unless they beat Bama, they're definitely out, which I don't think they will. Wisconsin, I don't think they've won enough games against good teams to be in.
That's true. I agree with you. Okay, so going back to like last week, if LSU was to beat Alabama, what would be your projections now?
If what happened?
If LSU was to beat Alabama.
If LSU was to beat Alabama. I think my 4 would stay the same. I don't know if the seeding would stay the same, but I think my 4 would stay the same. Just because one loss SEC.
Where would LSU be in your
where
rankings?
would LSU be? They've already lost 2 other games. They were to, let me see. I'm not for sure who they were to, but I'm pretty sure that they were to SEC teams. Or at least one of them.
One was to Wisconsin, and the other one may have been Auburn.
That's what it was. So that's in the same position Auburn is, except they.
It's a tough
I don't know.
It's a tough one.
I still don't think
that would start up some controversy in the West if LSU was just to beat Alabama.
Yep. I don't know if they still have the resume to get in.
So what's your what's your game of the week next week?
Game of the week?
Yeah, the top
I think
game.
will be the best game. My game to keep an eye on would be Washington USC, because that's a really big game that could go the other way. But best game, I think, goes to number 24 LSU versus 25 Arkansas.
Alright, you heard it here first. This has been Sports Talk with G&D. See you next week.